Throughout history, religions and cultures have grappled with the concepts of good and evil, light and darkness. These opposing forces manifest in countless forms, often personified in beings of immense power and influence. One such figure, shrouded in mystery and contradiction, is Samael, known by many names: the Angel of Death, the Prince of the Air, the Poison of God. Samael embodies the duality of the universe. He is both revered and feared, embodying the destructive and creative forces that shape our existence. Samael's origins trace back to ancient Jewish lore, where he is depicted as a powerful angel with a complex nature. He is both a servant of God and a rebel, a bringer of death and a catalyst for change. His true nature remains a subject of debate, with interpretations varying across different texts and traditions. Some see him as a fallen angel, cast out of heaven for his transgressions. Others view him as a necessary force, carrying out God's will even in the most difficult of tasks. Regardless of one's interpretation, Samael has had a profound impact on religious and cultural beliefs. His story reminds us that the line between good and evil is often blurred, and even the most righteous can be tempted by darkness. In the following sections, we will delve deeper into the enigma of Samael, exploring his various roles and attributes. One of Samael's most prominent roles in Jewish tradition is that of the Angel of Death. He ushers souls from the mortal realm to the afterlife, a role that evokes both fear and reverence. Despite the morbid nature of his task, Samael is not necessarily malevolent. He is an instrument of God's will, carrying out a necessary function in the grand cycle of life and death. Samael's portrayal as the Angel of Death highlights the duality of his nature. He is both a bringer of death and a servant of God, embodying the fear and acceptance surrounding our mortality. While his role as the Angel of Death is perhaps his most well-known, Samael is also infamous for his role in the fall of humankind. In Jewish tradition, he is often identified with the serpent who tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden, leading to humanity's expulsion from paradise. This act of deception, driven by pride and a desire to undermine God's creation, cemented Samael's reputation as a tempter and a deceiver. The serpent's cunning manipulation of Eve, exploiting her curiosity and desire for knowledge, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of temptation and the consequences of disobedience. Samael, in this instance, becomes a symbol of the seductive nature of sin, the allure of forbidden knowledge, and the ease with which even the most righteous can be led astray. This portrayal of Samael as a tempter further complicates his already multifaceted nature. It raises questions about the origins of evil and the role of free will in our choices. Was Samael acting on his own accord, driven by a desire to disrupt God's creation? Or was he merely a tool in a larger divine plan, testing humanity's resolve and setting the stage for redemption? The complex and often contradictory nature of Samael has led to much debate about his relationship to another infamous figure, Satan. Are they one and the same? Two sides of the same coin? Or are they distinct entities, each representing different aspects of evil and temptation? In some interpretations, Samael is seen as an aspect of Satan, perhaps even his true name. This view is supported by the fact that both figures are associated with rebellion, temptation, and opposition to God. They are both depicted as powerful adversaries, seeking to undermine God's plan and lead humanity astray. However, other interpretations draw a clear distinction between the two. Satan, in these accounts, is seen as a fallen angel who rebelled against God out of pride and a lust for power. Samael, on the other hand, is portrayed as a more complex figure, driven by a sense of justice and a desire to expose hypocrisy. While the exact relationship between Samael and Satan remains a subject of debate, there's no doubt that they are both powerful and influential figures in religious and cultural imagination. They represent the dark side of the human psyche, the potential for evil that lurks within us all. Section 5. Prince of the Air, Samael's Dominion. Beyond his roles as Angel of Death and Tempter, Samael is also known as the Prince of the Air. This title speaks to his dominion over the unseen realms, the spiritual forces that influence our world. It suggests a pervasive influence, a subtle manipulation of the very air we breathe. This concept of Samael as the prince of the air has its roots in biblical texts, which describe Satan as the ruler of the power of the air. This dominion over the air is often interpreted as a metaphor for Satan's influence over the thoughts, emotions, and desires of humanity. He is the whisperer of doubt, the planter of discord, the one who seeks to turn our hearts away from God. While the title Prince of the Air is not explicitly attributed to Samael in all texts, the association is often made. This connection further underscores Samael's role as a powerful adversary, a force to be reckoned with in the spiritual realm. It suggests that his influence extends beyond the physical world, reaching into the very fabric of our thoughts and beliefs. Section 6. Lilith, the serpent to his angel. Samael's story is inextricably linked with that of Lilith, a figure shrouded in as much mystery and controversy as Samael himself. Lilith is often depicted as the first wife of Adam, created equal to him but refusing to submit to his authority. She is a symbol of female independence, a rebel who defied the patriarchal order and chose her own path. In some accounts, Lilith is depicted as a demonic figure, a seductress who preys on men and steals children. This portrayal reflects the fear and misogyny that has often surrounded powerful women throughout history. However, other interpretations view Lilith as a complex and misunderstood figure, a victim of patriarchal oppression who sought to reclaim her own power. The relationship between Samael and Lilith is often portrayed as one of equals, two powerful beings who have rejected the dictates of heaven and chosen to forge their own path. They are the king and queen of the underworld, the rulers of a realm that exists outside the boundaries of traditional morality. Section 7. Modern depictions of a fallen angel. The enduring fascination with Samael has led to his portrayal in countless works of literature, art, and popular culture. From classic paintings to modern-day television shows, Samael continues to captivate and intrigue audiences with his complex and often contradictory nature. In some modern interpretations, Samael is depicted as a tragic figure, a fallen angel who regrets his actions but is unable to escape his fate. This portrayal often emphasizes the themes of redemption and forgiveness, suggesting that even the most fallen of creatures can find grace. Other interpretations take a darker approach, portraying Samael as a malevolent entity who revels in chaos and destruction. These depictions often explore the themes of temptation, corruption, and the battle between good and evil. Regardless of the specific portrayal, modern depictions of Samael often reflect contemporary anxieties and concerns. He becomes a symbol of the dark forces that threaten our world, the potential for evil that lurks within us all. Section 8. The enduring allure of Samael. What is it about Samael that continues to fascinate and intrigue us centuries after his story first emerged? Perhaps it is his complex and contradictory nature, the way he embodies both the destructive and creative forces of the universe. Or maybe it is his role as a tempter, a reminder of the fragility of our own morality and the ease with which we can be led astray. Whatever the reason, there is no denying the enduring allure of Samael. He is a figure who forces us to confront the uncomfortable truths about ourselves, the darkness that exists within us all. He challenges our simplistic notions of good and evil, reminding us that the world is a far more complex and nuanced place than we often care to admit. In a world grappling with increasingly complex moral dilemmas, Samael's story serves as a timely reminder that there are no easy answers, no clear-cut solutions. He is a figure who embodies the ambiguity of our own existence, the constant struggle between our better and darker impulses. Section 9. Good and Evil, a delicate balance. The story of Samael is ultimately a story about the delicate balance between good and evil, light and darkness. It is a reminder that these forces are not separate entities, but rather two sides of the same coin. They exist within us all, vying for dominance, shaping our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Samael, in all his complexity and contradiction, embodies this duality. He is both angel and demon, servant of God and tempter of humankind. He is a reminder that even the most righteous of beings can fall from grace, and that even the darkest of hearts may harbor a spark of good. As we navigate the complexities of our own lives, The story of Samael serves as a valuable reminder to embrace the duality within ourselves, to acknowledge our capacity for both good and evil, and to strive for balance in all that we do. For it is in the space between these opposing forces that we find our humanity, our capacity for growth, and ultimately, our redemption.